Hello, my name is Nguyen, and today I would like to talk to you about trigonometry. What is trigonometry? Trigonometry is a branch of mathematics dealing with the relations of the sides and angles of triangles and with the relevant functions of any angles. The next thing we have to talk about are the sides of a triangle. Now, the longest side of the triangle is called the hypotenuse. With this example, it's h. Now, the A is the opposite side because it's opposite the angle A. Now, B is the adjacent side because it's next to the angle A. The next thing you need to know are the three functions sine, cosine, and tangent. They're more commonly known as sine, cos, and tan. Sine is equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse. Cos is equal to the adjacent side over the hypotenuse, and tan is equal to the opposite side over the adjacent side. These three may be hard to remember, so you remember them using the acronym SOHCAHTOA. There are many different formulas that you can use, but we won't go into them now. Now take a look at this example. Here in this example, 50 is the subject angle, 8 is the hypotenuse, and y is the adjacent. If it's adjacent of the hypotenuse, that must mean it's cos. So cos 50 degrees equals y of 8. And to find y, you have to do 8 times cos 50. So y must equal 5.14. Now this is another example, but in this example you're trying to find the angle, not a side. So if 8 is the opposite angle and 10 is the hypotenuse, that must mean it's sine. So sine x equals 8 over 10. So sine x equals 0.8, and to find x you have to use something called inverse sine. So x equals to sine inverse 0.8, so x is equal to 53.13 degrees. Next, we should discuss the angle of elevation and angle of depression. As you can see here, they are both equal. The easiest way to remember is that angle of elevation goes up and angle of depression goes down. Now, this is an example of how trigonometry can be used in real life. So, in this question, you can see that 39 degrees is the subject angle, D is the opposite side, and 30 meters is the hypotenuse. Now, 39 degrees is the angle of elevation. So, sine 39 degrees equals the opposite of hypotenuse. So, sine 39 equals d over 30. D equals 30 times sine 39, so d must equal 18.88 meters. Now, in this example, you can see that the angle of depression and the angle of elevation is equal. So, 50 feet would be the opposite side, and 30 feet would be the adjacent side. X is the angle depression, so tan x equals 50 on 30. To find x, it's tan inverse, so x equals to tan inverse 50 on 30, so x is equal to 59.4. The next thing we need to discuss is bearings. Now, there are two types of bearings, true bearings and compass bearings. True bearings are equivalent to the angle measured clockwise from north. So, on the left here, you can see that Karen is standing 63 degrees from north. So, true bearing can be described as 0.63 degrees. Now, the thing with true bearings is that it always has to use 3 digits. So in the second diagram, you can see that she's standing 216 degrees from north. So true bearing is 216 degrees. Compass bearings are a little bit trickier. When you're doing compass bearing, 3 steps must be taken. First, you see if north or south is closest to the point. Secondly, you measure how far away it is from north or south. And thirdly, you see if it's closer to east or west. Now look at the diagram to the left. You can see that Karen is closer to north. She's 63 degrees from north and is closer to east. Therefore, her compass bearing is north 63 degrees east. Now, with the one on the right, you can see that she's standing close to the south, 36 degrees from south, and close to the west. So therefore, her compass bearing is south 36 degrees west. Using bearings and trigonometry, you can start to solve questions about distance, but we won't go into it now. Now that we discussed the basics, let's go into a bit of history. The earliest forms of trigonometry were found in ancient Egypt. The Egyptians understood ratios and compared the sides, but they didn't look at the angles. It was the Greeks and Babylonians that looked at the angles in relation to the sides. A Greek astronomer named Hipparchus was the one who used trigonometry and furthered the ideas. After Hipparchus was Ptolemy. He also developed the ideas of trigonometry. Also in India, there were astronomers that used ideas of trigonometry to map out the stars. It was believed that the great Aryabhata also contributed to the ideas of trigonometry. It wasn't until about 500 AD that the Arabs inherited all the teachings of the Greeks and made them into what trigonometry looks like today. Thank you for watching my video.